Good evening and welcome to the March 11th meeting of the Livermore City Council. I call the meeting to order. Next, we have under proclamations and presentations, we have a presentation from the Commission for the Arts, the annual update by Chair Kathleen Diornellis.
So some of the things that we've done over the last year is we have awarded 4 mini grants and recommended 4 applicants for project and program grant funding. We've also judged both the 2023 Teen Art Expo, which was here at the library, and also the 2023 Spring Art Show, where we awarded 7 participants there. Some other things that we've done over the year is our high school senior art awards. So we have awarded 6 students $600 awards each to both, actually all 3, Livermore High School, Granada High School, and Del Val High School this year. Lastly, we just want to acknowledge that it definitely takes a team. So not only my fellow commissioners, we have several dedicated city staff members, Teresa, Brandon, Soshi, that help in supporting us, and then engaged with our resident citizens, and then obviously the city council that supports us in our important work.
Moving on to proclamation declaring March 2024 as American Red Cross Month. I'll be presenting this to Zell Hellstrom and Tim Allen, volunteers from the American Red Cross Alameda County Disaster Program. Moving on to the consent calendar. There's a few little strange things on the consent calendar this time. Because I was not here for the item 5.1, I will be abstaining from that. And because Councilmember Kick was not here for the meeting for 5.2, she will also be abstaining from that vote as well. Moving on to public hearing 6.1. This is considering a resolution approving the first substantial amendment to the City of Livermore's U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. Fiscal year 2023-2024.
My name is Amy Walker, and I am the Human Services Management Analyst for the Housing and Human Services Division. The item before you tonight is a public hearing for the first substantial amendment to the City of Livermore's HUD-approved fiscal year 2023-24 action plan for the Community Development Block Grant Program, also known as CDBG. HUD requires all state, county, and local governments receiving CDBG funds to complete an annual action plan that identifies federal, state, and local funding resources that the city will utilize to meet the priorities established in its 5-year consolidated plan. The participation plan describes policies, procedures, and public involvement for the grant process. The plan also describes criteria that would require a substantial amendment to the action plan. A substantial amendment is required when an activity's scope, purpose, location, or beneficiaries are substantially changed. So, in order to meet the annual expenditure requirements set forth by HUD, staff is requesting a substantial amendment to the fiscal year 23-24 action plan that was approved by council on April 24th, 2023. The first substantial change to the annual action plan is to reduce funding to Tri-Valley Haven's emergency shelter rebuild project by $200,000. The action plan was approved for $483,846 of funding for the project. It was to be used on demolition for the existing buildings on the property, as well as relocation costs for the residents. Since the approval of the action plan, other funding has been given to Tri-Valley Haven for the relocation costs of their residents. The reduction of funding will not impact Tri-Valley Haven's ability to proceed with the demolition of their project, which is expected to happen in June of 2024. Staff is also coordinating with HUD to pursue a Section 108 loan for the project, which would bring in additional funding to support the construction of the project, as well as help Tri-Valley Haven address their financing gaps that they still have. We plan to bring the Section 108 loan back to council at a later date for approval. The second substantial change to the action plan is to allocate an additional $276,000 of funds to the repayment of a Section 108 loan that we used to acquire Hageman Farms here in Livermore. $200,000 of the funds are being reallocated from Tri-Valley Haven, and $76,000 would be from prior year unallocated funding that we have. The action plan already includes funding for the principal and interest payments on Hageman Farms, and staff is now recommending just an additional payment on the loan. $270,000 will go towards principal and $6,000 towards interest. And the principal loan repayment will reduce the terms of the loan by 4 years and will result in a savings of almost $23,000 over the life of the loan. So, in summary, staff is recommending that City Council adopt a resolution to approve the first substantial amendment to the 23-24 Annual Action Plan.
I think it's a good idea. Saving money is always a good thing. But what happens with Tri-Valley Haven? I mean, they're not left in the lurch, I assume. Can you help us
No.
understand how that's going to work?
Yeah, so basically, they didn't end up needing the money this fiscal year because they got another funding source for their relocation costs. And so then we will come back with the grant recommendations. There was additional funding that was asked for by them. It's just pushed off until next year.
Moved by Councilmember Branning, seconded by Councilmember Kick. Any discussion on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Passed unanimously.
There's a brief announcement. LAFTA is updating their schedules. So if you are a frequent user of the bus services for Wheels Bus, make sure you check. I do not remember off the top of my head the date that goes into effect.
I also wanted to respond to one of the earlier comments about our city clerk, city attorney, and city manager. That's certainly one person's opinion, but it's not the opinion of me, and I would suggest it's not the opinion of the people that are sitting up here. We deal with these people on a daily basis and see the expertise, the professionalism, and the care they have for this community. And we're all doing the best we can. And to demean them the way that he did earlier and did back in January 2022, I think is reprehensible.
Are we allowed to talk?
So, no, I just want you to know and the public to know that I personally support Marie, Jason, and Mariana. And if and when we ever have an issue, that's a responsibility of your city council to deal with it. And we don't respond to those comments like we heard this evening from that gentleman earlier.
I will state, I think for the community, that the city council receives on a weekly basis very detailed updates from city staff. And those updates are public. They are on the website. They could be accessed by anyone in our community.
So with that, I've got nothing else. There being no further items coming before the city, the meeting is adjourned. Thank you.